So a good way to apply the Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 system is in seating. So here's our chair. He's at the front, and he's always at the front. And look, he's his little gavel. And then there's usually two things of chairs and an aisle down the middle. Now, when you get to committee, it is vital that you sprint to the right seat, because that will give you a really good edge in the beginning. We'll get the chairs to recognize you, and we'll get other people to recognize you. But there's certain places you need to sit, and that's by the tier system. So the Tier 1 delegates are usually in the front. Now, they're going to be jumping around, raising their placards, trying to get the chair's attention. And they're going to be trying so hard that the chair will recognize that they are Tier 1, and they are not to be messed with. They are to be messed with. They're not viable. So here's them, and they're raising their placard. And they're really not experienced delegates, and they don't know how to get the chair's attention properly without being rude. And it puts you in the light, and you shouldn't be there. You should be right behind. Here is Tier 3. Now, the plebeians don't really care what's going on in committee. They're going to be talking amongst themselves, having fun, volunteering to be pages. They're going to be having a really, less important time. And so they're going to be in the back. Where you want to sit is you want to sit here. Second, third, fourth, maybe even fifth rows on the inner aisle. Now, it's so important because that's a place where the chair can recognize you as a viable person. Not in the front row, not jumping around. They can still call on you because they can see your placard. And you have easy access to the aisle and to the notes and to the chair. Now, the seating is very, very important, and also is very helpful because it gives you a little sense of security, because sometimes being in committee can be a little scary. Now, the last point is Reductio ad Absurdum. Now, Reductio ad Absurdum is a debating strategy that's applied to Model UN to make the other person sound ridiculous. Now, this is how it's usually used when you're trying to sway somebody to join your block rather than another, perhaps Tier 2 delegates block. So, say this is the person, and I'm talking to him, and there's a Tier 2 delegate also talking to him. Primarily, you want to get there first and make the other person's argument sound illogical. So, let me demonstrate. Say the topic is giving water to children in Africa. So you run up to the person, you have the other Tier 2 person behind you, and you say, first, see, I want you to support my plan because it gives children in Africa water through NGO. Therefore, they're not getting anything they're getting it for free, and they're getting it so they can go to school and they have other things to do. Now, his plans for them to break their backs carrying it from waters, carrying it from wells that have been purified, to actually bring it back to their villages. Now, so what would you rather support? A plan that gives the children free water or breaks their backs in the process? So, obviously the other person is going to go with a more logical argument because you made the other person's argument sound kind of ridiculous. And that's fine, because it's not mean, it's smart. Now, I feel like the entire time we were being a little bit mean, I was being a little bit harsh, but let me end on a lighter note. These strategies aren't set in stone. They're just some strategies that Chode has adopted through the years. They've been proven to work, but not for everyone. You can be whatever type of delegate you want to be. These are just some nice guidelines that Chode has kind of made their own. And committee is super fun. It may be a little stressful. I may seem like it's going to be harder. It's going to be all these strategies are important. But really, you can do without some of them. You can overpass something. You can make mistakes. And it's still a super fun experience. And everybody should have fun while they're doing Model UN. And that's the main point. These will help you get there. But really, Model UN is your own. Thank you.